What up, channel? It's Foreplayy, and this is just another commentary. Today's topic is going to be choosing a role inside of gaming, or how do I find out what role I am on a team? And that means, like, are you a slayer? Are you a support? Are you an objective? Are you an anchor? Are you a guy that sucks and sits in the back and can't do anything? What role are you? First and foremost, the map is Slums. The game type is Hardpoint. We are playing against a team called Fate, a former Black Ops Pro team. You guys probably remember them. Snowhair's on the team. They got a bunch of good players on the team. So definitely a good bunch of dudes, and they're trying to get back into Black Ops 2 competitive, so they'll probably do big things, and I wish the best for them. I'm going to end up dropping 30-plus kills, and I'm using an M8. And I wanted to do this commentary because myself in general, you guys know me from COD 4, I used the SMG, MW2 SMG. Black Ops, when I did play, I used the AK-74U. And going into MW3, I love the PP90. And all those games, like, granted, I could pick up other guns and do work with it, in my opinion. Obviously, I won't say that I was a top-tier slayer or anything like that, but I think that I would do fairly well if I picked up an ACR and an MW2 or an M16 or a gun, you know what I mean, that was not an SMG, like, so an assault rifle or something. But I wanted to do this because a lot of people are struggling and finding out what roles they are on a team, and they don't know how to figure it out. And I wanted to first and foremost say, you are not going to be happy gaming unless you are playing the right role for yourself and a role that you enjoy to play, because how are you supposed to enjoy yourself if you're playing objective and you don't like it? Or how are you supposed to enjoy yourself if you're supposed to be a slayer but you don't kill? I call those people wannabe slayers because it's like myself, for example. I can sit here and wholeheartedly admit to my channel that I am not a top-tier slayer. I don't claim to be. I don't claim to be. You know what I mean? Like a Proofy style player, a player that kills anything that moves. And I don't think Proofy can do the dirty work that I could do. You know what I mean? It's kind of catch-22, and I know Proof will respect that as well. But it just comes down to what type of player you are, and it comes down to what you enjoy to play. For me, for example, on this game, I like to be that X-Factor player. I've talked about it before in the past. In fact, my past commentary, excuse me, I talked about it, and I talked about how I kind of do the things that are needed to win, and sometimes I can go off. Like, in fact, in this game, I think I almost dropped a 40 bomb. In a lot of the games I post on my channel, you see me almost dropping 40. So it's not to say I can't go off, and I can't get a bunch of kills and stuff. I just preferred not to try to do that because I don't feel I'm good at that role. I feel I'm better at helping Burns in the hard points by getting cutoffs or eventually getting on the hill if need be. But if we're doing a good enough job slaying, then we don't really need to get more than one person in the hill as long as we have good, proper cuts. So going into this, I wanted to help you guys choose a role. We're going to start with objective. What exactly does an objective player do? An objective player is someone that is hill-oriented, bomb-oriented, flag-oriented on CTF, someone that knows how to play smart. In my opinion, your anchor needs to be the smartest player on your team because he needs to know the spawns pretty much for the most part, as well as what areas he needs to be able to, like, not only L-trigger, but he just has to know a lot, and he has to come up pretty clutch. So your anchor has to be pretty smart, but that doesn't take anything away from the objective player. The objective player is like an offensive lineman in football. You're not going to get any credit. You're just going to kind of, I'm sorry for my EU and anywhere else, American football, not soccer, or yeah, egg ball if you want to call it that, but you're not going to get any credit for anything, and you're just going to kind of go in, do your job, and that's about it. But also, at the same time, your objective player is maybe your most important player. Maybe not have to be the smartest, but he's the most important because you got to go clutch. There's two different types of objectives, in my opinion. There's the objective player that plays really slow and sneaks around the map and, like, waits until there's 2 or 3 dead, then he pulls the flag in a CTF and gets out. Or in Hardpoint, he's the type of player that can get on the flag and make a kill and then run off the flag, lay down, wait for someone to commit in, and then get back on the Hardpoint. So there's, like, that smarter play style, and then there's that aggressive objective player, which I know you guys have played him. I know that maybe you guys have played the role where you just keep going down and back, and most of the times you'll find those type of objective players on powerhouse teams with good slayers. I know back in the day, I've seen Moho play an objective, a really fast style objective. When we had Sharp, he played really fast style objective because we had so much slaying power on the map that he was able to roam freely to where he could do that. So choose that. If you want to be an objective player, you're not going to get a lot of the credit and notoriety that a Slayer will get, just due to the fact that everyone wants to be a Slayer. Everyone claims they're a Slayer, and that's just how it is. For me, being a support player, now let's go into support. Support is pretty much a step up from objective when it comes to flag, I guess, holds. In Hardpoint, not so as much. I feel like you can have 2 anchors, 2 slayers. I mean, excuse me, like 2 anchors, a main slayer, and like you could have an objective player, or you could have a support player basically help in the hill. Like for me, for example, if Burns isn't close to the hill, I'm the next person that wants to get in it, and I'll try to help him out by doing that. Or for me, I will focus on getting his cuts in CTF, or basically like back in the day, what I did for COD 4 and MW2, like if it was a Sabo or a CTF, I would just play that campy role that just annoys people. That's what I like to do. I like to play that role that just stays L-triggered, making people mad, make people make mistakes, and make them try to commit when they shouldn't, you know? So that's what a support player does. And a Slayer, obviously a Slayer is a person that kills anything that moves. That person should have really ridiculous gun skill, and also should be very smart, you know? I've seen so many good Slayers that just weren't really that smart. Like their shot is insane, but they just don't know how to utilize the map, manipulate the map to the way that they need to play. And honestly, that's what's going to lose them games, because yeah, if you can kill everything that moves and you're 40-13, but you're not helping your team at all in the areas that matter, then it really won't matter. And that's something I try to preach. Make sure if you're going to slay, you don't do it selfishly. You can have one selfish slayer on your team, and that person's going to try to play a little bit more posted up in the middle of the map, or they're kind of doing their own thing, you know, and that's cool. But for our team, like we have Dito, who will rotate with blind fire and play the anchor spot, and also if needed to be picked up, then I'll try to pick it up as well. I don't feel that I am as good of a shot as those guys have or whatever, but I feel like I can still get the job done, you know. And sometimes they're going to struggle, as well as myself. Everyone's going to have bad games and struggle, but if they struggle, I try to just be consistent on my team and always try to do what needs to be done, I guess, to get to get the W, or to get the victory. So I wanted to do this commentary to maybe help you guys choose a role that you guys could find out how to play. Let's say, for example, that right now you're torn between objective, support, and Slayer. Find out if you like running flags, if you like being sneaky, and also base it off your team, because if you're an objective player on a bad team, that's going to be a nightmare for you, because you're going to be running at people L-triggered, your Slayers aren't going to be getting kills, and you're going to go like 4-30, and you're going to think you just suck. When in reality, this is one quote that I've honestly, I don't know if I made this up, but I've said this like 5 times in the past 5 days to people that ask me stuff. You're only going to be able to go as far as your team lets you. And I mean that. You are only going to be able to go as far as your team lets you, because you could be the best player on a team, but if your team won't help you and let you excel to the next level, then there's nothing you can do about it. And that's something that you need to address with not only your team but yourself, and say, hey, I'm maxed out right now. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing everything I can do, and you need to make a change. You either need to get on another team, or you need to make a switch. Also, if you guys see me L-triggering, that's something I've done forever. I don't know what to call it, but you know how people YY? I don't like to YY because you can get caught without like your gun up sometimes. For those of you that YY, a lot of people do it just to keep their fingers active on the controller. I like to LL with the trigger. A lot of people see JCap YY a lot. A lot of people see me LL. In case you guys haven't ever seen that, that's what I do in case you want to pick that up instead of YY to keep your fingers active. I don't know why I've done it, but I've just done it for so long, and I never really noticed it in the video until just now. I was like, wow. So that's something I do subconsciously, by the way. Alright, also, I wanted to talk to you guys. I hope that video helped you, by the way. I'm going to go on to something else. But choose a role that you want. Definitely have fun in this gaming stuff, because that's what it's supposed to be about. Winning and having fun. Notice how I put winning first, just because I'm addicted to that winning thing. But I hope that you guys have been doing well, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the content on my channel. I always try to do this like little content update thing on the end, and I wanted to ask you, do you guys think me doing like having a scheduled upload day for everything would be smarter? Like if I did like iGames on Friday and something on Thursday, and like I scheduled it to where it's always that upload? Or do you guys think I could keep doing random the way I am? Because I personally like to keep it random just because it's whatever I want to do. But I know there's things I need to get done, like the pro scenes. Like I was supposed to meet up with Sharp, and the one day we recorded some pro scenes, his mic was messing up because of his internet. So that kind of frustrated me, because I know you guys love the pro scenes. But also I was thinking about doing the pro scenes maybe by myself sometimes if need be, just because they are kind of the same questions. So As always, thank you for the support. You guys are the best. Can't wait to keep pumping out content for you guys. If you have any questions, please hit me up. Peace. What up, Foreplayy gang? Hope you guys liked that video. Hope that it helped explain a little bit more about the roles and also helped you in a decision-making process of what you really want to do inside this gaming thing, just because it is important that you have fun while you're doing it and make sure you find a role that you like. As always, my most recent videos are on the top left and the right. Favorite, comment, like, subscribe. Get at me on Twitter. You guys are the best. Take care.